Richard, this one.
Hi, Arne. Just if we could start off with Rio Ngamara, wondering what you made of his performance today and his goal in particular, and does it give you another glimpse of what he can do in the future?
Yeah, but not only the long future, also the near future. I think I've said a few weeks, maybe months ago, 1 or 2 months ago, that his playing time would increase because he got stronger and stronger, showed more and more when he came in, but also in training sessions, that it wasn't only a nice trick, but there was more and more end product to what he did. There was more and more power to what he did, which is needed if you play against the best defenders in the world. And I don't think anyone is surprised that then at this moment of time he scored his first goal. He has such a special quality which you don't see a lot in football anymore, dominating the 1v1 situation, and that's exactly what he did when he scored his goal. Making the ball free by twisting and turning and then hitting it in, like a Mo Salah finish, I would say, is something I'm not surprised to see, because in training sessions during the last month we saw more and more that he got more and more power to hit the ball, as powerful as he did today. And that's why he had now 3 starts in the last 7 or 8 games, I think. I don't know exactly, but Wolves and Tottenham and this one. And pleasing to see that he did what we know, what makes him special. That's dominating 1v1 situations.
Is he ready to start a bigger game this Tuesday?
Yeah, I think he's ready, yeah. Now the question, of course, is can he do this 2 days later again? That's another question. But would he be able to play and perform at that level? Yeah. I play him because I see him as one of the players we are having. It's not like he's less, or in the beginning of the season he was a young player getting some experience with the first team. But now he's just someone I can pick for any game, so also the one from Tuesday. But I think in general, that's not to say about Tuesday, but in general, expecting from a 17-year-old that he can play 3 games in 6 days. Because, of course, we were so lucky and fortunate that we have the Wednesday-Tuesday fixtures of UEFA. You could question if that's realistic, especially for the ones that have been there in Paris and saw that intensity. That's almost for every player too much, as you noticed today in my lineup, that I was aware of how intense 2 days ago was and how intense 2 days from today will be again.
To check on Curtis, what do you have to call?
I just said trying to be funny, although I don't know if it's funny, but this whole season has been so many things are constantly repeating themselves, and that again was an example of that today. Every time when something positive has happened this season, someone, I don't know who's responsible for it, makes sure there's also something negative happening. It cannot only be positive this season, so there must be an injury involved after a good win, and that's why I had to take him off. I would be surprised if he's available for Tuesday. The good thing was he didn't feel it in a moment. He felt it coming. But since it's such a short turnaround, I really hope he's available. Because we need all the players that we have. But I would doubt it if that's going to happen.
Is it growing?
Yeah.
Paul?
You said earlier on the season that you missed that individual moment that changed the game in your favour.
Yeah.
That was probably a rare example of that in recent months. Because the game had just sort of Fulham just started to come back into it a little bit with Oxford.
I completely agree, as I usually agree with most of you. That's also something different than what we've usually seen with us. So I think we started off really well. First 20, 25 minutes, we were creating not the biggest chances, but we had a few good moments in and around their penalty box. And then there were indeed 5 to 10 minutes where I felt like, okay, Fulham is now coming into the game. And we all know, because you guys, I see always the same faces, we all know what's going to happen then with us. We concede. That has happened every single game almost. And that's why today it was for the first time maybe that in that moment, not that we were outplayed. Yeah, we were outplayed 2 days ago, but we were not outplayed in that 10 minutes. But they were coming a little bit, as Nottingham Forest game a little bit, and got a corner kick and scored immediately. Today, at last, exactly at that moment, Rio had his moment. And that tells you how crucial goals are and how crucial momentum is. Because what if we, in the same game today, we would have conceded in that 10 minutes? would have been a completely different game. And now, because we scored, we had the momentum, and 5 minutes later we scored the 2-0, which has happened so many times here at Liverpool. When you get the momentum, you can score another one. And so yeah, that's why a goal is very important, but that quality he has is also very important, and hopefully he can show this many more times in this stadium.